All right, so we're here probably visit maybe 8, maybe, I think. Don't remember exactly, but I know it's our second time this week. Joie was here a few days ago. We did a lot more exercises on trying to really emphasize that rib cage rotation. And she was just giving us some good feedback in regards to every little visit. She's just feeling a little better. Okay, and we're improving movements, and we're improving her mobility, and just her general tension in her body is doing better. So we're really encouraged with that. We're going to continue to do the same thing today. We're going to release a few points. We're probably going to do a little more exercising today because she is only about 1 week out from her bikini competition. So we're not going to do anything that's going to mark her up or create any kind of bruising of any sort. So that's what's on the agenda for today. So let's go ahead and get started. I feel like there's less tension in your chest.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that.
I feel like,
even with my workouts.
Yeah, like I'm looking at your chest, and I feel like it's a little more
open.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have hurt if you would have just done it.
That's crazy. Like that. Because before it was just very
so tight.
Like a pound of steak up here.
I know.
And everything we were doing was just contracting
in
this knee. 1, 2, 3, hold. Good, straighten it. Nice. Excellent. Bend that knee. Bend it. 1, 2, 3, hold. Excellent. Straighten it. Again. It's a little bit. Not too bad today.
Not as bad as usual.
Good. Hold. Good. Hold. Excellent. Good. Hold it in. Very good. I'm super encouraged.
I know, like I said, every time I come here, I feel like I'm looser each time.
So I'm gonna go with that. It's moving way easier. Super duper encouraged. Alright, let's work on the chest a little bit. It's getting better. So so one thing that we were really paying attention to and trying, this rib cage prior had a lot of rotation, and it always seemed to be protruding more than her right rib cage. So today, it's definitely a lot better. We still get a little extra protrusion right there, but it's starting to level off more, and I'm super encouraged. So, like I said, I'm super encouraged. I feel like everything is going the way that we want it to, and she's noticing a big difference, so we're going to continue.
Usually if you were doing this, I would
I mean, it feels more like a normal lifter's chest.
How it should feel.
Yeah.
Not like there's a, did you say it?
So, what we're seeing in Joey's pectorals, when she was first coming in, she was so strong in this anterior oblique system that it just felt like her pec was picking up a lot of strength. I mean, it just looked like 2 pounds of sirloin on top of pectorals, and it just as hard as a rock. Today it's just got way more mobility. It feels much healthier. Any of the tonicity in there, it just feels like a normal lifter's chest. So again, definitely big progress from last week to this week. Getting a lot looser. All right, so again, just another little update. That left paraspinal and that left erector had been super hypertonic for a very long time. We're trying to balance it out, and you can see it's just getting way better. It's getting equal, so we're starting to build that up. Super awesome. So a few sessions ago, we showed you how when we were putting pressure into the hamstrings and the glutes, that she was getting this unintentional contraction across because her nervous system was just so like out of control. Now today, hey, no movement. We can dig into the glutes. Feels a lot better. No unintentional twerking today.
No unintentional twerking.
We're trying to put some load on this posterior oblique system from her left to her right. She has a dominance of this anterior oblique system pushing through. So we really want to try to engage this right glute with this left lat and trying to pull through here. So we put her in a split stance. So she's loading this glute, unloading this back leg, and as she pulls through, okay, she's going to be contracting this glute, pulling through, and we're trying to incorporate a little bit, we're trying to encourage a little bit of rotation through the rib cage, okay? All right, and now we're also trying to handle this frontal plane motion as well. So the next repetition, go ahead. Okay, we're going to try to push over there because her body wants to continue to dominate over on this side, so we want her to actively put weight into that left glute when she goes over there. So weight's on this leg, and then she pulls through and weight goes on that leg. Good, go ahead and relax. Perfect. As you see, when she pushes through, she gets a lot of lateral movement. She's having a hard time pushing through here, and she's getting a lot of shift. Okay, go ahead and reset. So we're starting the movement out. Right leg forward, left arm back, and then we're going to incorporate this here, moving forward, and we're trying to engage. But you see her body wants to move in this frontal plane, and that's what we're going to work on. So we're going to lessen the weight, lessen the band tension, so we can really kind of grind this in and create a new program. Load that front leg. Good. Cool. Now, load that front leg. And ribs. Good. Good. And push ribs. Move those ribs. Good. Front leg. Good. All your weight goes to front. All your weight goes to front. Good. Cool. Pause. Now go back to center. And step to the side. Load that. Ooh. All right, so come back to center. All right, so we're trying to work on her frontal plane stabilization and her frontal plane engagement, where it has to shift from side to side. A lot of times in scoliosis, instead of getting, if they can't handle enough rotation, then they achieve it with frontal plane movement. If they can't get enough frontal plane motion, they achieve it with extra rotation. So we've got to work on both components. And I noticed she was having a harder time in her movements shifting in that frontal plane. So we're going to try to encourage it with some different multi-vector movements using our mat here. We're working on this hip control in a single leg stance because what happens is the knee wants to rotate in, so we're going to try to keep this rotation out. But then what we notice with Joie as well is when she takes a step, if you want to take a step and just move, she rotates her body to accomplish this movement forward, okay? Going back to your neutral. What we're trying to focus on, not just keeping this in line, but we want this engagement of the hip flexor. So when she goes forward, she actually moves her legs in the sagittal plane rather than the transverse plane. Because what's happening is when she's taking a step, go ahead and take the next step. She wants to move, she was very good on that one, but she wants to move in the transverse plane rather than moving in the sagittal plane with this guy. Go ahead and take another step. Good. So we're really working on that. All right, so as you see today, we worked on a lot of the movement patterns. We're trying to unwind that rotation in the rib cage, and then we're also trying to work on frontal plane stability into the hips. We noticed that there was a lot of rotation all the way into this thigh, so we have to go all the way down to the foot. Gain foot control in that stance phase of the gait. Then we've got to gain this frontal plane stability. And then we also noticed at the end where she did not have good control over her left psoas muscle in the hip flexors to gain sagittal plane motion. She was trying to gain sagittal plane motion with transverse plane motion, which just leads more into a twisting formation. Really interesting session today. Really can't wait to see how her body changes, because we saw a huge change today in her muscle tone was very loose but very active, and I thought we saw some good movement. So we sent her home with some homework and we went from there. What was your experience with all that?
Well, that was really difficult, but I know that with practice I'll get to where I need to be, and I'm starting to feel so much looser, just so much better. So that's a good sign, and I'm feeling a lot better. So
yeah, and she's 1 week away from competing in South Carolina. What's the name of the show?
Junior USA's.
So she is 1 week away from competing in the bikini division.
Yes.
The Junior USA's up in South Carolina. So we'll be rooting for her, and we'll probably see her a little bit next week, and we'll go from there.